Hello. Today we will discuss about looping statements. Looping statements. So you have to remember some of the terminologies here so that you will understand these looping constructs very well. Okay. What are the terminologies for what is iteration? Why do we need looping statements first of all? Because you see there are two ways the program will be executed: program execution, sequential execution, control statement execution. Sequential execution, all the statements are executed one after another, is it not? So that is you cannot repeat the statements. Only once all the statements will be executed, and there is no way you can repeat the statements. And in conditional control, you are going to check the condition. If the condition is true, some block of statement will be executed. If the condition is false, some other block will be executed. Is it not? There is no repetition also. There are situations where I have to repeat the same piece of code again and again. There are situations where I want to repeat the statement again and again. I want to print my name 5 times. I want to display my name on the monitor 5 times. To print is one printf statement you can print, but 5 times I have to print. You have to write 5 times printf statement. Is it advisable to write like that? So looping control statements allows to repeat the same piece of code again and again. How long? As long as some condition is true. Okay. So here what is iteration is what? Repetition. Repetition. Repetition is what? Repeat the statement or instruction or statements block repeatedly. How long? There is some test condition. Based on this, the condition is true, you are going to repeat the code like that. So we are having 3 control statements here, looping control statements in C. C supports 3 types of looping control statements. Okay, looping, repetition, all are one and the same, right? So let us study about and one more thing is control variable here. What is control variable? The variable which takes care of repetition of the loop. Isn't it? You want to repeat the loop means there must be some variable which acts as repeating the loop. It is responsible for repetition of statements. Okay, so we will discuss all about those things later. And here we are having 3 types of control structures. One is while, do while, and another is for. In your syllabus you are going to study all these 3. So while and do while, let us discuss, then we will discuss. So here I can say this is a fixed number of times. I want to repeat the loop. I know how many times I have to repeat. So I know in advance how many times I have to repeat the code. So fixed number of times means the repetition of the statements. I want to repeat 10 times. I want to repeat 5 times, like that, which I know how many times. But here I don't know how many times I have to repeat the piece of code again and again. But I have to repeat till I achieve my desired condition. So this is called non-definite loops. This is called definite loops. Definite means you know in advance how many times the loop body is to be executed. Okay, you can the control variable takes care of how many times. Okay, this is, you don't know exactly how many times to achieve the desired condition, how many times you have to repeat. It is not known well in advance. Okay, so we'll discuss while loop first, then do while, like that. While loop or while control statement. So you have to understand here syntax, working flow chart, how it works. Okay, you should understand how it works. Then example, then programs. If you understand all these things, finish. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. Syntax. while loop. Syntax. Syntax is what? Grammar, general form. Okay. While is the keyword. While followed by condition. You can form the condition either using relational operators as well as logical operators. As long as this condition is true, non-zero value, 1, then you are going to execute all the statements, or one statement or statements. More than one statement, that must be enclosed in this block, curly braces. So while this condition is true, all the statement, this is called loop body. Okay. You are not supposed to put the semicolon here. Okay. How it works? You see, this is the syntax. While condition statement, this is block. As long as this condition is true, you are entering into the loop, execute all the statements within the loop body. Okay. Once this condition is false, control comes here and execute some other statements like statement X, like this. So you are executing all the statements within the loop body as long as this condition is true. That's a simple. Here, why condition is true, the statements within the loop body. Loop body is what? This is the block, loop body. All the statements within the loop body gets executed. And you are inside the loop body as long as this condition is true. Once this condition evaluates to be false, the loop is exited. You are coming out of the loop and execute the statements after the while. Okay. So this how it works, the flow chart. Here you see, first condition is tested, is it not? First condition is tested. Condition. This is true, then you are going to execute the statement. Statement or statement block like this. Statement block, one statement or two statements like that. So once you execute this statement, again you are checking the condition, right? As long as this is true, you are executing this, you are inside the loop body. Once this is false, you are exiting that. You are coming here, is it not? And you are exiting. This is some other statements like this here. Statement X. How it works? Condition is tested. If it is true, execute the statements within the block. Again check the condition. True, execute the statement. True, execute the statement. At some point of time the condition has to be false, right? Then automatically the loop body is terminated and you are coming out, your job is done, and execute some other statement after while. Okay, statement X. It is outside that. You can write like here also. Okay, like this. So we'll discuss some example by means of which you can understand better, right? For example, I want to display numbers from 1 to, for example, 1 to 100. I want to display numbers on the monitor. How you are going to do? Suppose if I don't use while loop, so you are going to use printf statement, right? Printf, double quotes 1, followed by new line, second 2, followed by new line, second 3. You can write tab also, 3, followed by new line, 4. You can write like this up to 100. See, the time consuming process. I have to write, suppose I want to print 1 to 50,000, I have to write all the numbers, right? This is not a, it consumes more time, and this writing logic is very bad practice, no? It's a time consuming process, and writing again all the numbers 1 to 100, 1 to 1000. This is not, because we don't know exactly how many times also. You have to write it. It is a time and memory also wasted. So if you want to perform the same task, you just can't write like this, is it not? There is, the solution is looping control statements. While will help that. So how you can do that? Here I want to display numbers, right? So 1 to, for example, I tell you 1 to 5 I want to display. 1 to 5, 1 to n, whatever it is, n maybe 5, 10 or whatever it is. So how to do that? In the monitor I want to print like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to print the name. So to print 1, what is the first digit? 1. What is the last digit? 5. What is the difference? 1, right? You should understand the problem. So write a program to display the numbers 1 to 5. It may be 1 to 100 also, whatever it is. So printing is the task that is the same process, right? Printing, but the numbers are different. And the starting number is 1, last digit is 5. You should stop after printing 5. You should not print 6. And it should start from 1. Okay, the first digit. I will assign, for example, some variable. This is called control variable. I will assign this. I will write the flowchart. Digit is equal to 1. Then what I am going to do is that, what is the last digit? Okay, last digit is this 1 less than or equal to 5? Then 1 will be, I will make 1, 2. Up to 5 I have to print. No, this digit 1 I will store it in digit. Digit is a variable, control variable, which contains 1 now. So if I want to is digit less than or equal to 5, if it is true, then what I am going to do, I will print this digit, print digit. What happens now? This is, suppose in a monitor, this is a monitor. Inches, always there are 3 important points here. The digit takes the starting value, initializer, because the starting value is 1. So I am initializing digit with 1. The right hand side value will be stored in digit. 1 will be stored. And that will be compared with the final value. This digit less than or equal to 5 means 1 less than or equal to 5 is true. 1 less than or equal to 5 is true. Print digit means 1 will be printed on the monitor. Is it not? Then I have to make this digit. This is, I have printed 1. Now I have to print 2. Then 3, like that. So how to make this digit 2 and then I have to print here? I should increment digit now. Digit is 1 now. How to make this digit 2 now? Just increment the counter using increment operation. Okay. Digit plus plus. Digit is equal to digit plus 1. Whatever it is. Digit plus plus means what? Automatically digit value becomes 2. Now I will compare this value with 5. Now digit value is changed. 2, no? 2 less than or equal to 5 is true. Print digit. 2 will be printed on the monitor. Use some tab or whatever it is in the printf statement. So to make it spacious. Then at a print, 2 will be printed. Digit plus plus. Digit will be incremented. 3. 3 less than or equal to 5 is true. 3 will be printed. Then digit plus plus. This becomes 4. Every time I am incrementing that. 4 less than or equal to 5 is true. 4 will be printed. Again 5. 5 less than or equal to 5 is true. Again print 5 will be printed. Digit plus this becomes 5. This becomes 6. Once this becomes 6, 6 less than or equal to 5 is false. Then you stop. That's all. Exit. Stop. Your job is done, no? Printing the digits on the monitor. You see here, there are 3 important components: initialization, condition, and increment. So you see here, if I don't write a digit less than or equal to 5, for example, if I write greater than or equal to 5, what happens? 1 greater than or equal to 5 is true. Print. 1 will be printed. 2 greater than or equal to 5. So you keep on printing that value. At any point of time, the condition never becomes false and you are inside the loop only. Suppose if I write digit less than or equal to 1. Okay, if I write like this, for example, you write digit is 1. I don't increment here less than or equal to 5. So I will skip this statement. Digit 1 less than or equal to 5. Print digit, 1 will be printed. Then I will not increment this here. Again 1 will be compared, 1 less than or equal to 5. Then 1 will be printed, 1 will be printed. So in no way you can come out of the loop. That is called infinite loop. So you, at any point of time, you should make the condition false to come out. How to make the condition false? You design a situation. For example, I want to print 1 to 5 means digit less than or equal to 5. If I want to print less than 100, digit less than or equal to 100. That's all, is it not? You have to design a logic so that eventually the condition evaluates to be false. And this is a very important statement. There must be at least statement within the loop body to change the value of the variable used in the condition. You see, this statement is very important. Increment operation. If you increment, it becomes 2, then it becomes 3, it becomes 4, then 5. Once it becomes 6, this condition false. So this statement, at least one statement, updation or decrement, whatever it is, which alters the value of the variable used in the condition. So within the loop body there must be at least one statement or instruction by means of which you can alter the value of the variable used in the condition to make the condition false to come out once the job is done. Okay, this is how you have to do that. This is a flow chart. Once you understand the flow chart, writing program is very easy. For example, I want to print 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Then what you have to do here, instead of the initialization, what is the starting value? What is the final value? Digit is equal to 10. Final value less than or equal to 50. Here, what is the difference? Digit, not digit plus plus. Digit is equal to digit plus 10. Is it not? Once it is 10, then it becomes 10 less than or equal to 50. Then 10 will be printed. It becomes 20 now. 10 plus 10, 20. 20 less than or equal to 50. 20 will be printed. 30, 40, 50, like that. So you can think of, suppose I want to print all up to n numbers. If you read the n value, you can digit less than or equal to n here. Is it not? You have to keep on incrementing. N may be anything that you read from the keyboard. It's a generalized. Suppose I want to print 1, 3, 5, 7 up to 10, all the odd numbers between 1 to 10. Then this is 1, and here increment is what? Digit is equal to digit plus 2, because less than or equal to 10. 1 will be odd number. 1 less than or equal to 10 is true. 1 will be printed. Then increment with 2. It becomes 3 now. 3 condition again. 3 less than or equal to 10. 3 will be printed. 5. 5 less than or equal to 10. 5 will be printed. Then 7 printed. Then 7 plus 2, 9. 9 will be up to what? 7. Okay. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 9 less than or equal to 10 is 2. 9 will be printed. Then 10, 9, 11. 11 less than or equal to 10 is false. You are coming out of it. So you have to print like. Suppose I want to print even numbers from 1 to 10. Then you should start with 2 here. Here increment with not digit plus 1, digit plus 2. Think of what you have to do. So you should understand the problem. Suppose I want to generate even numbers from 2 to 100. Then initialize some number is equal to 2. Then print that number. Then that number less than or equal to 100 or 200, whatever it is. So increment the statement with 2 only. 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 2, 8, like that. So this is how you have to do that. So suppose if I write the same code in using, for example, I will write a program for this execution, always start from main, right? Suppose I will write number, digit, integer, okay, int digit, okay, clear screen will be cleared on the monitor. So then what you have to do, initialize digit is equal to 1, initialization statement. So use while is the condition, while is the keyword. So this digit is initialized. So digit is the variable which contains some value, initialization. So digit less than or equal to 5, true, printf, %d /t tab, okay, comma, digit. Now very important statement, digit plus plus. See how it works. So execution starts from the main, digit will be, the memory is reserved, clear screen, initialize 1, while digit less than or equal to 5, 1 less than or equal to 5, print digit. In the monitor, %d, digit value is 1, integer, it will be printed on the monitor. Then tab, it jumps 5 columns right, digit is incremented 2. Then again you are inside the loop executing all the statements within the loop body as long this condition is true. 2 less than or equal to 5 is true, condition is true, execute all these statements. As long as this condition is true, you are executing statement. Once this condition is false, you are coming out of the loop. Exit the loop, terminate the loop. So control comes here again inside. While 2 less than or equal to 5, 2 will be printed. This becomes 3. Again 3 means again it check. You see, first initialization, then checking the condition, then execute the statement, increment, again checking the condition. 3 less than or equal to 5 is true. Execute the statement, control will go there, execute, 3 will be printed. Now 3 becomes 4 now, is it not? Digit will be incremented. 4 less than or equal to 5 is true, 4 will be printed. Again 5 less than or equal to 5, it will be incremented and 5 less than or equal to 5 is true. Again execute this statement, 5 will be printed. Again digit will be incremented, this becomes 6. Once it becomes 6, 6 less than or equal to 5 is false. Is it not? You are coming out of the loop. Your job is done. Suppose if I want to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I want to display like this. What you have to do? Here you have to write digit is equal to 5. Here condition is what? Greater than or equal to 1, because the last one is 1, right? The first is initialization, starting value is 5, final value is 1. So starting, you have to think about that what needs to be done, right? Digit is equal to 5, 5 greater than or equal to 1 is true, 5 is greater than or equal to 1. You see the logic here. Then print digit, 5 will be printed on the monitor. Here digit, not digit plus plus, because every time you move that, it decrements that. Digit minus minus. Digit is equal to digit minus 1. So digit earlier it contains 5, then it becomes 4. 4 greater than or equal to 1 is true, 4 will be printed. Then it becomes 4 will be displayed on the monitor. Then digit minus minus, it becomes 3. 3 greater than or equal to 1 is true. Enter into the loop, execute the statement 3. Then digit minus minus, it becomes 2. 2 greater than or equal to 1 is true, 2 will be printed. Again 2 is decremented, means what? 2 minus 1, it becomes digit minus minus. Suppose digit contains 2 means what? Digit minus minus means it becomes 1. 1 greater than or equal to 1 is still true, right? Then print that, 1 will be printed. Again 1 digit minus 1 is 0. Once this condition is 0, you are coming out of the loop. So you can do like that. Okay, think of, there are 3 important components: initialization, condition, and updation, modification, increment, decrement, like that. Okay, so here you have to think of what, understand the problem and how you, here this is called, while loop is also called pre-test loop, entry control loop, because condition is tested at the beginning. Once the condition is true, you are entering into the loop and execute the statements within the loop body. Suppose at the beginning only, if the condition is false, then you are not going to enter into the loop body. Directly you are coming out. For example, here if I write digit greater than, for example, digit less than or equal to 5, then what happens? Digit is 5. 5 less than or equal to 5 is true. True means what? You are inside the loop. If it is false means what? You are exit the loop directly. So greater than 5, if I write like this, so this is false. 5 greater than 5 is false, is it not? So then you exit the loop. So what you have to understand here is, the condition is tested at the beginning. It is called entry controlled. You are enter into the loop once the condition is true. If the condition is false, you are not going to enter into the loop body. Directly exit the loop. This is also pre-test. Pre means first, before. The condition is tested before you enter into the loop body, right? So that is called pre-test loop. So this is how while loop works. In do while, that is called post-test, exit control, because the condition is tested at the end. But remind, everything is same. You are executing the statements within the loop body as long as the condition is true. Either maybe end or maybe beginning. That is the only difference between while and do while. So in do while, how you are going to write this? You see, do is the keyword followed by a block statement or statements block. This is a loop body. This is a loop body. While, keyword, condition. Here important is you have to put the semicolon here. Okay. Here initialization, you do that. Do all the statements within the loop body as long as this condition is true. So condition is tested at the beginning, because here even the condition evaluates to be false at the beginning once all the statements will be executed. That is the difference between while and do while. Because the condition is tested at the end, this is called exit controlled, post test loop. Okay, because condition is tested at the beginning. Suppose at the beginning only condition is false, means this statement is guaranteed to execute at least once. Okay, so it is like that. So you are executing all the statements within the loop body as long as this condition is true. So the same here also. Here you are executing the statements. So here condition is tested. This is true, you are executing all this. Suppose false, exit the loop. Example, you can give digit is equal to 1. I will give the right same. Digit is equal to 1. 1 to 5 I want to use. Take any example. Do what you have to do? Printf %d/t digit plus or whatever it is, while keyword digit less than or equal to 5 semicolon. You write this code. This is syntax, working flow chart, example, and you have to explain how it works. This is very important question from the examination point of view. Fetches nearly 10 marks. You have to distinguish either while and do while. You have to write the syntax for while and syntax for do while. You have to write the working flow chart for while, working flow chart for do while. You write the example for while and the example for do while. Same, but the condition is tested in the beginning in the while and do while condition is tested at the end. Then explanation remains the same. In both the cases, the statements within the loop body gets executed as long as the condition is true. Either you test the condition maybe at the beginning or at the end. So this is, we'll discuss for loop in the next class, right? Thank you.